And I have this right here is the garden. I've been working on these so I want to show you what it's not fully bloomed like it did in spring and July of this July, but I'm going to show you the blooms that are happening now. We still have poppies, sunflowers. Have many of those. So we're going to get closer to the poppies here. We also have all of these little tiny microflowers. Look at those guys. Wildflowers. I got my gloves on, so I won't be doing any zooming. So I'll just get up close for everyone's personal view. And you can tell here that some of these are going away already. And that's okay. It's getting towards winter. So many beautiful wildflowers here on the side of the building. I really like there's that one. There's another white one over here. I really think this one's beautiful. Beautiful flower, poppy flower. There's a very mixture of purples, whites, reds, variances. Here's some more poppies. Uh-huh. During springtime, these were flourishing everywhere. We missed out on some flowers over there. And as you can see here, let me see if I can zoom in. Yay. There we go. And of course, there are some still going out to wanting to come out to bloom. They're going to still going on that. I'm going to just show you all of the close-up flowers that we have. Yeah. Uh-huh. There were so many varieties here. There were spring flowers, summer flowers, and there's still poppies, of course. And we have a patch of clovers over there. They did not bloom this year. That's a new fresh patch. They should have blooming flowers next year. Now, I planted something down here, but it got covered, and they're still there. Did not grow at all. Maybe next year if they bloom out fast enough. So I'm going to show you guys the sunflowers. And we got bees here today. They got still blooming. Let me show you this one over here that were planted. This one's really beautiful. This is just one big bushel of sunflower. This one is a good 13 feet tall. Look at this thick stalk of sunflower. I do come in here and try to pluck it, but I don't want to take it all out until the bees had their fun with it. But you know, see, that way I can reduce these guys. Apparently weather or something tries crawling up it and therefore causes a bit of damage, but I'll try to take those off of here. But the thing is, the reason why I don't take this off, because for some reason sunflowers are very resilient, and they'll just keep blooming and keep flowering. So there's those guys right there. If it happens, that's great. I'll chop it down if it doesn't. See, but you can see these are very bright yellow, and they have all of those amazing bees. They're just over here feasting. Like I said, this one right here is 13 feet tall. You can see how taller than the sign it is itself. And we have so many wild bees just enjoying this sunflower. 13 feet tall. It didn't grow any taller. It's growing taller. So look at that. It's way up there. So we also have, I know I got some more weeds to pull. I'll get on it. It's just hard when you just have to wait till after a rainstorm. This is basically the forest of sunflowers, and I'm gonna have to start trimming that actually again. You know, I come through here and I'll start trimming off all those broken pieces. If you can see here that this was right out here, someone just literally broke it and pushed it out, and then that nearly killed the flowers. Somebody was like, F you. See, look at this. Someone literally came over here and destroyed all that. Let's get those seeds out of here. Oops. Alright, get out of here. Here's another one. That broke off. All right. You want to do that to sunflowers because it'll help them grow more seeds. Oh, where's the seeds? See, they're in there. Alright. Or you can cut them off and put them in the vases. They'll last about a few days. Just a few days. But that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my trimmers. Something to do. Let's go back to the flowers. Next year this will look a bit differently because it depends on how it's self-seeded. I'll have to say, oh, these are weeds. These are I was like, what they do is they keep a lot of the that's done for. That's not done for. It's just the top, so I'm going to trim that and I'm just going to trim that down. That way these can grow out. And these weeds, it's like, yeah. Oh, look at that. That right there is still growing. Yes. And over there, we have vines. I have them going one per so far, but I got one right there. I'm using my gloves here. And you can see that it's winding up and it's starting to crawl up with everything, but there it is. And hopefully next year they'll grow up even more. If not, I know where to get them and try again. I found them pretty much in early August and planted them, so hopefully, you know, they do well, but hopefully they'll root back up. Over here I have two different ones here. I planted those, they did really well. I have no idea if they will take anything like that. Planted that right there. I'm gonna see if they will spread. I have to pretty much, and the reason I planted them over here because this is already scarce of even though I seeded this all equally, it just did not want to grow much right here. So I was thinking that maybe I should put all their plants right here, bushing and stuff like that on this side. Yeah. Oh, thank you for watching, everyone. If you got like a business place and they got this ugly side that they have and there's nothing going on other than a couple of shrubs, and you take those out, seed it, and well, first you fertilize it with worm castings and, you know, nitrates and all that stuff, and then you seed it during the winter time, between fall, winter, and spring, and it'll all come out into this variety of of mess. Those are all plants. Those are all flowers that bloomed out. They're just now seeding. We also have rose bushes going over there. I'm constantly always pulling weeds. And over there is our tomato plant, and it's growing tomatoes. There's also some tomatoes over here. Here we have a bunch of tall grass. They just keep growing and weeding like that. What you got to do with that is pull the ones out you don't want. But I'm trying to see if I can create like a forest of this tall grass right here and sunflowers. But there's sunflowers growing everywhere. Seriously, we just hope that, right? But nice little greenery, no mowing whatsoever. Beautiful flowers sprout out. Oh yes, I do take the seeds. Yes, once it all dries out, I do go through here and I do that to my own yard. I have bouncing betties and I got clovers and everything like that in my own yard, and so many different flowering plants. And I let it seed itself. I also grab a bunch of the seeds and I sell them. So I do have a bunch of bouncing betty seeds that I have millions for sale. You know, if anyone wants to basically have some bouncing betties in their yard. Let's see here. because I want to see if I can start it. I was conserving them, but they just you don't have to save the seeds. You just let the seeds. What you do is what I do with my own yard. Is you let it just go, and it dries. The seeds fall. It does it all, and you keep the foliage on there all winter long. All right. Then when winter is done, called mid-March, you rake it all up. As you should pay attention and make sure if it's starting to sprout. If it's starting to sprout, you rake all that mess up. All of it's got to go. All right, and then new stuff will populate just like this. All right, so let it seed over the winter, and just leave it there. It's going to compress with the snowstorms. It's going to flatten. It's going to fertilize it's going to fertilize the ground. It's self-fertilizing. All right, and then you rake it up when it's starting to sprout, and you got yourself an extra year of this. I'd never reseeded my yard in like literally 6 years, in the time I've had it. So I just let it go by itself, and it just does this itself, between the flowers and everything like that. Oh, tomatoes. Nice. Yeah. So the purpose of this is to have a nice green area. No grass, ugly grass. I hate grass. See, grass, it's all ugly. But this thing gets weeds, it gets torn up because of the wind. That right there is because of wind and all that, and trying to pull up weeds. Yeah, but I'm going to fix all that before winter hits. This is all going to get fit, and redo that stuff right there and get some more, that kind of stuff. And the thing is, though, I only pull weeds after a rainstorm. Why is that? Because why work so hard? You can see this, another broken stem. Is it like the wind do this? I just leave it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these up and put them in vases. All right, and those are some good ones there. There's some good ones. And then I gotta come over here, and because I don't pluck them out, I wait till they shrivel or really dry. Is it really dry? And then I'm gonna just basically cut them up and let them drop. And then these are. Yeah. So, well, this is how it turned out this year. And the thing is, though, with these sunflowers, I kind of like started right here, and so you can tell there's a uniform one, there's a uniform one, there's a uniform one. A lot of these were already self-seeded from last year's. That one was mine, but that was mine. That one is the one I planted, and I don't think I planted that because I think I planted the yellow ones, not the bright yellow one over there. But oh yeah, you just got on. That's 13 feet tall. Look at that stalk. Hello, Michaela. Unintended space. It looks like that, don't it? No. This is what it looks like after, like, in August to September. It looks like literally foliage overgrown, but you want that. You need that. You want that. You need that to reseed. So you just don't ever cut flowers. These are all wildflowers. All wildflowers. All right. You may like a green lawn like that, but that grass is wrong for Colorado. And I'll show a live on my grass in my backyard. I'm gonna do a little cleanup and some stuff that I did, and then I'm gonna do a live of what real grass yards are supposed to look like, and that is in my backyard. And I can also show my front yard. The bouncing beddings are gone, well, 99% of them, because they got no, but and they stopped blooming. But over here is more simple, right? You have some green stuff, right? That right there, and I got some plants going. You know, it's just going to be unattended. Just got to pull weeds out between March and June, and no more weeds will grow. You just got to know what are weeds and what are flowers, and you know, and this prevents weeds from coming in too. This is the true weed preventer, is this. They don't have, there's no way they can grow out of that. They'll grow out of that. All that bunch of junk there and all that shit. You got to do this every year. And I intend to go get some vinegar, and I'm going to just start spraying to kill. And I'm gonna just start spraying that area a little bit, right in that area, and a little bit in that area. But I don't want to vinegar it because we need the seeds to flourish and grow and turn into, you know, something that's not basic. If you like basic, you go for it. But over here, let me show you some roses. I keep an eye on my bike. Over there's the tomato plant. You know, there's the roses. Planted all these. I'm always trimming them up. See here, that one really turned out nice. All of them turned. This one was planted last year and it regrew, but it really didn't. And it's gonna bloom again. There's that one, and there's those ones, and there's flowers over there, flowers over there, flowers over here. See, beautiful flowers. Here. These gloves don't work really well. These are my biking gloves, my ride scooter gloves. All right, so these are going to bloom too. Look at those. Right before winter blooming. It's going to be like late fall blooming. Oh my gosh, that one is finally going. This one right here, that planted last year, it was like this tiny in this little root because it just started, but it rooted and grew into that. So this is going to be big and beautiful next year. Hell yeah. So I saved it, you know, always testing the waters, you know, move this out of the way, always testing this right here, and get that grass out of there so that way it blooms. All right, so that one right there didn't bloom much. Yeah, you know, it did bloom, but I already plucked them, but it doesn't seem like it's going to do a second one, you know. Every year is going to keep making it, because this was a test year. I mean, I prepped the dirt the first year after I took out the shrubs, and then this right here was a test year to see what it'll look like if all I did was did my thing and seeded it, and, you know, and kept the weeds out of it. And like I said, the poppies, those were like poppies during spring and summer. Oh my gosh, so many poppies. So that is a weed. See, you don't even know there's a weed in there until it starts poking its butt out of there. Yeah. No, these were beautiful, I'm telling you. But let's see. Yeah, that one's gonna grow. I mean, I hope. It seems like it. I think somebody hit it, knocked it, but there's that one. That's all I got to show. Well, look at those little guys. Millions of little flowers. Millions and billions of flowers. Flowers. That's my favorite so far today. It's Donut Tilts and Don't Tilt Bone. That's my favorite for today. Here's some poppies for you. Well, I'm so sorry that it's unattended, but that's okay, because that's how you do it. Of course, I only do weeding after rainstorms. And I already did a bunch of weeding. I gotta wait for the next one. There we go. So it's pretty. Have a good day, guys.